Have you ever stared at your sad desk lunch, a lukewarm sandwich, and just thought, is this it? Is this all my life is going to be? Well, meet Kenji Tanaka. 45 years old, stuck in a cubicle farm, drowning in spreadsheets. His biggest thrill of the day is deciding between instant ramen or yesterday's leftovers. His life is a flat line of beige and fluorescent lighting, a symphony of keyboard clicks, and the low hum of a server room. He's not unhappy, not really. He's just numb. He's a ghost in his own life, haunted by the ghost of the man he thought he'd be. But one Tuesday, something shifts. As Kenji bites into his usual convenience store onigiri, the world doesn't just go fuzzy, it rewinds. The taste of seaweed and rice melts away, replaced by the sweet, sticky tang of cheap ice cream from his childhood. He's not in his office anymore. He's 7 years old, sitting on a park bench, the summer sun warming his face. He can feel the scraped skin on his knee, hear the distant chime of an ice cream truck. It's so real, so vivid. And then, just as suddenly, he's back. His lunch break is over. The onigiri is half eaten in his hand. What in the world just happened? He tries to shake it off. A weird daydream, maybe. Stress, lack of sleep. But the next day, it happens again. This time, he's 16, fumbling through a painfully awkward first date at the movies. He can smell the popcorn, feel the cringe as his past self makes a terrible joke. And then, poof! Back at his desk. The clock on his computer screen confirms it. Exactly 1 hour has passed. His lunch break. Kenji starts experimenting. Every day, at 12:00 p.m. sharp, he closes his eyes, takes a bite of his lunch, and thinks of a moment in his past. And every time, he's there. He can't change what his younger self does. He's just a passenger, an observer in his own memories. But he can experience it all again. The thrill of scoring the winning goal in a high school soccer match, the heartbreak of his first big breakup, the pride of getting his university acceptance letter. His 1 hour lunch break becomes his secret portal, his escape from the crushing monotony of middle age. He begins to see his life not as a series of regrets, but as a tapestry of moments, both beautiful and painful. He remembers the girl he had a crush on in college, the one he was always too shy to talk to. The next day, he goes back. He relives the moment, feels the familiar knot of anxiety in his stomach. But this time, as an observer, he sees something new. She was smiling at him. She was waiting for him to say something. He was just too scared to notice. When he returns to the present, something is different. A new email sits in his inbox. It's from her. Hey Kenji-san, remember me from Waseda University? Ran into a friend who mentioned you. How have you been? His heart hammers in his chest. He didn't change the past, but by revisiting it, by understanding it differently, did he somehow nudge the present? This discovery opens a Pandora's box. Kenji starts using his lunch breaks like a surgeon, trying to make tiny incisions in his past to fix his present. He revisits a disastrous job interview from a decade ago. He notices he'd misunderstood a key question. Back in the present, he suddenly gets a headhunting call for a position at that very company, a job far better than his current one. He revisits a fight with his estranged brother. He realizes his own stubbornness was half the problem. That evening, his phone rings. It's his brother, calling for the first time in 5 years. His life is transforming. He's more confident, more successful. He reconnects with old friends, gets a promotion, and even starts dating the woman from college. He's no longer the ghost in the cubicle. He's the hero of his own story. He's fixing his life, one lunch break at a time. It feels like magic. But magic always has a price. The changes are becoming unpredictable. One day, he goes back to his childhood to re-experience the joy of getting his first pet dog. When he returns to his new, fancy apartment, the pictures of his dog are gone. In their place are photos of a cat he's never seen. He has a flash of memory, a new memory of being allergic to dogs as a child and begging for a cat instead. A small, insignificant change, but it unnerves him. He'd loved that dog. he tries to fix it. He goes back again, trying to force the memory of the dog back into place. But the timeline is stubborn. Each trip he takes now seems to create more ripples. He fixes one thing, but two other things splinter. He revisits a moment to give his younger self a stock tip, and when he comes back, he's wealthier, yes, but he learns that his best friend, who followed his original bad advice, lost everything. The guilt is crushing. His perfect new life starts showing cracks. His relationship with his college sweetheart feels hollow. It's built on a foundation of a past he manipulated. The confidence he gained feels fraudulent. He didn't earn it, he cheated. He looks in the mirror and doesn't recognize the successful, happy man staring back. This man's life is perfect, but it isn't his. It's a collage of corrected moments, a life curated, not lived. Kenji realizes the terrible truth. He wasn't just fixing his past, he was erasing it. He was erasing the shy boy, the awkward teenager, the struggling young man. He was erasing all the mistakes and heartbreaks that had, for better or worse, made him who he was. In his quest to build a perfect life, he had lost himself. The next day, at 12:00 p.m., Kenji sits at his desk. His fancy bento box, a perk of his new job, sits unopened. He doesn't want to go back. He doesn't want to change anything else. He picks up the phone and calls his brother, not to rehash the past, but to talk about the future. He sends a message to his best friend, apologizing, not for a manipulated stock tip, but for being a distant friend, and asks to get a beer. He looks at his sad desk lunch, a simple onigiri he bought on the way to work, a throwback to his old life. He takes a bite, and for the first time in a long time, he's not in the past. He's right here, in the messy, imperfect, unpredictable, and truly wonderful present. And he realizes that maybe the point isn't to fix our lives, but to finally start living them. What do you think? Would you take the chance to rewind your life, even if it meant losing a piece of yourself? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you next time.